After the Blue Jays lose a tough one 10-6 there yesterday, they come out there today and get a victory 6-3 over the Boston Red Sox, even up the 3-game series at 1 game apiece. And they get a victory. 3 home runs in the ball game off of Chris Sale for the Blue Jays, and they come away with a win. Jacob Waguespack comes out of the comes back from the minor leagues. Sean Reid-Foley gets sent down just for the time being. He only got sent down for the fact if he didn't have to be used yesterday, Sean Reid-Foley, he would have been on the mound today. But because he had to go 3 1/3 yesterday against the Boston Red Sox, Jacob Waguespack had to pick up a spot. So Sean Reid-Foley was the odd man out. He had to go down to AAA. But I'm saying post-All-Star break kind of thing for Sean Reid-Foley. He will be right back up here with this team. He has been incredible since he's been called back up from AAA Buffalo. Now, let's break down this ball game. In the top of the 3rd inning, right, off of Jacob Waguespack, Rafael Devers hits a 2-run single, and it's 2-0 Red Sox right out of the gate. But you go to the next half inning, and Lourdes Gurriel Jr. at the plate with Chris Sale on the mound, of course. And the Blue Jays, historically have not been very good against Chris Sale. However, this year, for some reason, they've been very good against him. Now, ideally, his stuff hasn't been Chris Sale-like, if you want to call it that. But he's still been pretty damn good. If you look at Chris Sale's numbers over this season, I'm going to go to him right now. Before the start today, he's still at a 3.82 earned run average. It's not Chris Sale-esque, if you want to call it that. He's been dynamite, Cy Young candidate the last few years, but the velocity is down a little bit this season. He hasn't been doing as well, but the numbers were still not terrible. But against the Blue Jays, the team that's one of the worst teams in the American League, record-wise at least, the Jays are finding a way to beat them. They won 3 of 5 at Fenway Park, and right now they're split 1-1 in the series against the Boston Red Sox. Now, with that shot from Lourdes Gurriel off of Chris Sale, it was a fastball in the inside corner, but because Chris Sale's fastball isn't what it used to be, the velocity's not there as much, Gurriel turns on it, gets barreled the ball, and crushes it to dead center field, and it's gone! Solo shot for Gurriel, his 15th home run of the year. Ties the Blue Jays, season high, I guess it is, with the home runs. I think Randall Grichuk has the lead with 15 for the team. And you go to the next half inning, and Christian Vasquez gets that 1 run right back with a solo shot of his own, and it is now a 3-1 Red Sox lead, all off of Jacob Waguespack. Now, this is all in the 3rd and 4th inning, okay? But Jacob Waguespack in the 5th and 6th inning was dynamite. I thought he wasn't bad. He picks up actually the victory in the ball game, his first victory in the big leagues. He ends up going 5 innings, giving up 6 hits, 3 runs, 4 strikeouts, and walks, no batters. And the key thing for him, he didn't walk a guy. And you look at the 2nd inning, he had a clean one. He gave up the 2-run single to Rafael Devers in the 2nd. Got in some trouble there, but didn't allow it to overcome. He didn't allow the 5 or 6 run inning like we saw yesterday from Trent Thornton. He allowed only 2 runs in the inning, and Gurriel's home run split that right in half and made it a 2-1 game. Then they made it 3-1, but you go to the bottom of the 4th inning, all right, with Chris Sale still on the mound. And what an amazing job by the Jays, right? Justin Smoak walks on 4 pitches with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Next up, Danny Jansen. And this guy has been very hot lately for this team. And he gets a fastball right at the top of the zone from Chris Sale. He gets on top of it and drills a line drive deep to left field. And it is gone to the 2nd deck for Danny Jansen. We are tied at 3. Danny Jansen. I'm loving seeing this guy hit the ball well. And if you guys have watched my videos over and over in the past, you will know my thoughts about Danny Jansen. I've always liked him as a catcher, and I continue to stand by him as a hitter. We saw a little bit of it last year. We saw him dominate AAA over the last year and a bit. He's been doing so well at the minor league level, and we so badly wanted to see him break out of this slump per se at the big league level. Now, as of over the last few games, he's been very good. Now, we're tied at 3. This game ain't over yet. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Again, Jacob Waguespack still on the mound in a 3-3 ball game, throwing up some zeros and allowing the team to get back into it. And in the bottom of the 6th, Justin Smoak gets hit by a pitch. Then Danny Jansen grounds into double play, and there's 2 out, nobody on. Really, nothing's going to come from this, right? Hold on a second. The number 8 hitter, Rowdy Tellez, singles to center field. As a 2-out single, nothing really happens after that. But Brandon Drury, why him? I don't know. But he belts a ball to center field, and it's gone! Brandon Drury with a 2-run shot. The Jays got a 5-3 lead on Chris Sale and the Boston Red Sox. And after that home run from Brandon Drury, Alex Cora comes out and gives Chris Sale the boot. All right, Chris Sale goes 5 2/3, gives up 9 hits, 5 runs. All 5 were earned and walked a couple batters. He wasn't very good. The Jays got to him. And it's awesome. You know, and Waguespack in the bullpen does an amazing job down the stretch. And then you go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Jays add an insurance run. We'll get to how that happened in just a second. They bring in Stephen Wright, the knuckleballer, former starter, had a lot of injuries, inconsistency as well. Ends up in the bullpen for the Boston Red Sox because they really don't have anybody else down in the bullpen. They lost Craig Kimbrell, and ever since they lost him, it's kind of been down like a downward spiral for the Red Sox. But Danny Jansen grounds out to lead off the inning. Then Rowdy Tellez walks on 4 pitches. Then Brandon Drury doubles to left field. Tellez up to third base, excuse me, because he's not a very quick guy. Second and third, 1 out. Hey, you got to cash 1 in here. Bring in a run. Add the insurance run. And who do you have at the plate? The veteran. The guy who's had a great day at the plate. And Freddie Galvis, and he hits a ball deep to left center field, and it's not gone, obviously, but Rowdy Tellez comes in to score for the sacrifice fly, and it is a 6-3 Jays lead. Ken Giles comes in for the save. 1, 2, 3, ball game, Blue Jays, and they beat the Boston Red Sox 6-3. Let's go to the numbers, because people love looking at statistics, and especially with a team that's rebuilding, numbers matter quite a bit. All right. So Freddie Galvis, we didn't see Eric Sogard today. He wasn't at the top of the lineup, and we've kind of gotten used to seeing that from Eric Sogard. But Freddie Galvis, before Eric Sogard kind of got red hot and was kind of that guy at the top of the lineup, Freddie Galvis was kind of used there a little bit. He got thrown in there again today, and boy, oh boy, what a game for Freddie Galvis. 3 for 3 with a walk and an RBI of the sacrifice fly, of course. What a day for Freddie Galvis, hitting 271 now on the year. Vladdy goes 0 for 4 with a couple strikeouts. He walks once in the ball game, but that's about it. Gurriel goes 1 for 5 with the home run. And Justin Smoak goes 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. And Danny Jansen 1 for 4, but it was the 2-run shot to tie the ball game. So yes, he only went 1 for 4, but it was one of the biggest blows in the game. And Rowdy Tellez goes 2 for 3 with a couple runs scored and a walk. And Brandon Drury, the number 9 hitter, went 3 for 4 with a couple RBIs, hit the home run, obviously, the 2-run shot, and scored a run on the home run as well. What a day for the bottom of the lineup. You know, you combine the Jays had 11 hits total. But the guys at the bottom of the lineup, you look at the bottom 4, Justin Smoak, Danny Jansen, Rowdy Tellez, and Brandon Drury, they combined for 7 of the 11 hits. And we've talked about it for many, many years. And the reason I say that, because back in 2016 as well, the guys at the bottom of the lineup, when they are cooking and when they do great things, it allows the top of your lineup to relax a little bit. Now, I'm not saying relax because, you know, Kevin Biggio went 0 for 4 with a couple strikeouts in the ball game today. 0 for 3 in the ball game with a strikeout and a walk. Not a great game for Kevin Biggio. Vladdy went 0 for 4, but the reason you have 9 guys in the lineup is because you look at the bottom 3 guys, even the 4 guys in the lineup, and you see that they produce against one of the best pitchers in the game in Chris Sale. Jansen had a 2-run shot, your number 7 hitter. Brandon Drury had a 2-run shot, the number 9 hitter. And that accumulated to 4 of the 6 runs the Blue Jays had in the ball game today. Now, Let's go to the pitching-wise, and David Phelps actually opened the ball game for the Blue Jays, and he did a good job. He went in and gave up no hits, walked one, but he struck out a batter and had a clean inning. Good job. Now, Jacob Waguespack, as we talked about, had a good second inning. In the third, he gave up a two-run double to Rafael Devers. They gave up the solo shot to Christian Vasquez. But other than those 3 runs, he wasn't bad. And you look at the first outing, because I don't think it was a start. His first outing for the Toronto Blue Jays, he had an awful first inning, but he was good the rest of the way. And you look at today, he had a bad third and fourth, but he was great in the second, fifth, and sixth. And he ends up going 5 innings, gave up six hits, 3 runs, struck out 4 guys, didn't walk a batter. I don't know what that was. You guys probably saw that. It was a little mosquito or something. I got to get that after the video. I apologize to you guys for that. But Tim Mayza came out, went a third of an inning, gave up a hit, struck out a batter. And Daniel Hudson came out in a really shaky situation. Second and third, 1 out. You're up 5-3 after the Brandon Drury 2-run home run. And we're like, this is looking tight here. But Daniel Hudson does an amazing job, and he goes an inning and 2/3. Goes to the 2/3 of an inning to get out of that inning for Tim Mayza. I think he gets one guy out and then a strikeout. But in total, he goes an inning and 2/3 of 1 hit ball, no walk, strikes out 2. Daniel Hudson has been amazing for the Blue Jays. ERA dropped to 2.79 for the team. And then you go to the 9th inning. The Jays are up by 3. What does that mean? A save situation. Here comes Ken Giles. No hits, no walks, a strikeout, 13 save on the year for Ken Giles, dropping his ERA to 1.20. That is insane. And he's not going to the All-Star game. I know Marcus Stroman is going, and he deserves it. But Ken Giles has been awesome for this team, and he deserves it. But nonetheless, for him, it shouldn't matter. Because he's doing what he can. He's dominating when he goes out there. And we love what we're seeing from Ken Giles. Sign a contract. Sorry, guys. Got a little bit of a cough going on there for Ken Giles. Now let's go to the minor leagues, guys. And we didn't talk about the Buffalo Bisons yesterday because they got rained out. So they had a doubleheader there today, and they won 5-4 in the first game of the doubleheader. And Bo Bichette, this guy... He's swinging the bat very well lately. He was 2 for 4 with an RBI there in the first game of the doubleheader there today. Billy McKinney 1 for 3. Reese McGuire 2 for 3 with a couple RBIs and a walk and a run scored. Good job there. And on the mound, TJ Zook. We talked about his first outing was awesome. His second outing, not so much. And today's outing, it was not great to start because he gave up about a few runs in the second inning. But other than that rough second inning, he was awesome. Went 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, walked 2 and struck out 2. His ERA was like 4 somethings going into the ball game. It dropped to 3.86 for TJ Zook after the ball game there today. So again, a guy that I think is going to be on this team by season's end. That's just my opinion. Depending on what happens trade-wise. Do they trade Marcus Stroman? Excuse me, guys. Do they trade Marcus Stroman? Do they trade Ken Giles? David Phelps? Daniel Hudson? If they move guys like that, guys like Jacob Waguespack, Sean Reid-Foley, Jordan Romano, TJ Zook, David Paulino even, those are guys you're going to see come September, or if enough guys get moved, you could see them by July 31st. So, but a great job by TJ Zook. Jordan Romano went an inning, didn't give up a hit, walked 1, gave up a run, it was not earned, and struck out a batter. So his ERA is still a 5.82 down there. But as a reliever, he's done a really good job down there in AAA Buffalo. In Game 2 of the doubleheader for the Buffalo Bisons, Bo Bichette went 1 for 4 with an RBI in the ball game. Great job there. And Edwin Jackson came in for relief. You guys know what I'm getting at. This guy should not be in a Blue Jays jersey soon. With Ryan Brockie on the mend and him coming up fairly soon, and Sean Reid-Foley pitching well, and seeing Jacob Waguespack there today, I don't want to see any more Edwin Jackson. But he pitched in AAA today and gave up 1 hit and 1 walk and gave up 2 runs. So that was just that. My boy Zach Jackson went a third of an inning, got his guy to end the ball game, 2.98 earned run average. He did an amazing job. He's my boy. I can't wait to see him up here in the big leagues. He'll be here very, very soon. We're down here to Double-A New Hampshire for the Fisher Cats, and as last time I checked, they were still playing. But is it over now? It is over now. They won. Oh my goodness, they lost 8-6. Did they blow it? No. No, excuse me. They scored 2 runs in the ninth to actually make it a close game. I thought they were winning it. I think I was looking at the wrong game. Logan Warmoth went 1 for 4 with a run scored and a walk. Riley Adams went 2 for 4 with a walk and 3 RBIs for the young kid. Espinal went 2 for 4. Good job there. Really impressed with him. And on the mound, Nate Pearson was rough. And in the end of 30 with 3 hits, 3 runs, and struck out a batter. Wasn't very good. And Hector Perez in 3 2/3, 6 hits, 3 runs, walked 5 guys and struck out 3. He wasn't very good. So, 2 of the young prospects for the Blue Jays, Hector Perez and Nate Pearson, weren't very good for Double-A New Hampshire there today. So, that's just that. But we know what Nate Pearson's all about. When it comes to Hector Perez, we don't know what we're going to see in the near future from him. But that's what happened in the Double-A New Hampshire Fisher Cats game today. We're going on to the Dunedin Blue Jays. They won a 12-11 ball game today. And I mean, you guys can tell what that is. It was a back and forth, crazy offensive performance. And the Dunedin Blue Jays walked it off in the 10th. What an emotional game. Because you look at it, in the 10th, right? Florida, who are they? The Florida Fire Frogs tied it up with 2 runs in the top of the 9th. And then they scored 2 in the 10th. And we're like, oh, that's it. But hold on. Dunedin scores 3 in the bottom of the 10th to walk it off 12-11. What an emotional ball game. Cal Stevenson continues to swing the bat extremely well down there for the Dunedin Blue Jays. He went 3 for 5 with a couple runs scored, an RBI, and a walk. He's hitting .282. Remember, this is the guy the Jays drafted last year. In the in like the 5th round or 4th round or something along those lines. But he's doing very well. Where's it? Brett Christopher went 0 for 4. Rough game for him. Samad Taylor 1 for 3. Nick Podcool, the guy they called up from Lansing. Again, the guy that was drafted last year with Griffin Conine and even Cal Stevenson and Adam Klopfenstein and guys like that. He went 2 for 5 in the ballgame. He's in .259 down there. In Dunedin. So again, Nick Podcool doing a good job down there, and on the mound, not really many great things going on down there in the minor leagues. But for the Lansing Lugnuts, they won 6-3 today. All right, I'm going to see what the team name is because I don't know if you guys know this, but some of the team names down in the minor leagues are insane. All right, so do I have the Lansing here? So all right. The Great Lakes Loons, that's not a rough name. They're actually a pretty good team, 49-31. But Gabriel Moreno, my boy, went 1 for 5 in the ball game. All right, no Griffin Conine in the game today, and that's about it. Gabriel Moreno went 1 for 5. That's about it. So we'll go quickly down to the Vancouver Canadians and see how they did today. They lost 6-0. A rough one. We're going to go through real quick because I haven't checked these guys out yet today. So no Gregory Contreras in the lineup and nobody on the mound that I give a darn about, that I know of at least. So that's just that. Now go down to the Bluefield Blue Jays. They won 14-5. All right, there today. And if you look at the top 30 prospects for the Toronto Blue Jays, all right, if you guys love looking at that online and you look at the MLB website, you'll know that the Bluefield Blue Jays have quite a few of them. Leonardo Jimenez. All right, one of the young 18-year-olds for the Blue Jays down in the Bluefield. He went 2 for 6 in the ballgame with an RBI and a run scored. He's hitting .278. Good to see him ripping it up down there, but that's about it. All right, so for the going all the way back up to the big leagues, the Toronto Blue Jays take on the Boston Red Sox in the finale of the 3-game set against these Red Sox there tomorrow night, 7:07 first pitch at Rogers Center. Rick Porcello, Marcus Stroman are the starting pitchers there in tomorrow night's game. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video, and you guys enjoyed the win today because it took 3 home runs, but you got a victory, and who the heck cares? 3 home runs and a sacrifice fly from Freddie Galvis, of course. The Jays come away with the 6-3 victory. I'm going to hear your guys' thoughts. If you guys enjoyed the video and the game, smack that like button to appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the game, the video, everything about this team. And check out Main Man Mo Buckets on Twitter, Blue Jays Wave on Instagram, guys. And I was I'll tell you guys now, if you guys are watching the video now, I do appreciate it. But if you guys listen to the last Blue Jays Wave podcast there on Instagram, you will know that I was on there, and the plan was to do it again this week. However, earlier this week, I got some really unfortunate news that one of my high school buddies that I used to be around with a lot, like elementary school, high school, one of my close buddies, played on the elementary school and high school baseball team within the hockey team as well. He passed away. And it's been a very emotional time, and I've been trying to pound these videos out to you guys. It's been a really hard last few days since I found out about his passing. He's been struggling for quite some time, but it's a really emotional time. The funeral's tomorrow, so I apologize to you guys if tomorrow's video might not be as perky as usual, because my mind might be a little bit somewhere else. But I'm just giving you guys the heads up now that that's going on right now. And if you guys want to, give me a little rest in peace, Kushal, Kushal, Gurav, Gurav. If you guys want to let me just fire RIP with his name in it, that'd be greatly appreciated, guys. He was one of my close friends, and if you guys have lost anybody close, you understand what it means to lose a close buddy, and it's gonna be a really emotional day tomorrow. So I just want to give you guys the heads up now that tomorrow's video, I'm hoping Kawhi Leonard doesn't sign, because I'm gonna have to try and find some emotion for it, but it's gonna be a long day. So I just want to give you guys the heads up now. All right, so where was I? So I won't be doing the podcast with him tomorrow. That's where I was kind of getting with the whole thing. But I just want to give you guys a heads up now about that. Twitter is down below, guys. Follow, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys, Raptors Edition at some point when Kawhi Leonard decides to sign a contract with whomever. We've been hearing so many crazy things. Apparently, CP24 was flying in choppers to track him down there, going into the hotel, having the meeting with Masai and Bobby Webster. I don't know what the heck was happening there today. But then we hear later on in the day that he hasn't made a decision. It might take a few more days. So I don't know what the heck's going to happen with Kawhi. And for the Leafs, what's going to happen with Mitch Marner, Alex Kerfoot? What's going to happen with Tyson Berry's future contract? I don't know. We'll talk to you guys Leafs edition at some point in time. And as for the Blue Jays, we'll wrap up the 3-game set against the Boston Red Sox there tomorrow night. Rick Porcello, Marcus Stroman on the mound for the Blue Jays. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Talk to you guys then.